Hello, YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. It's Monday. Are you ready to start the week? Because there's a lot to discuss. It's not cute not knowing, and now you're going to know, but we're starting off with a hug because I know somebody out there needs a hug. The number one movie at the box office was Exorcist. Believe. This is the one with Leslie Odom Jr. It was 50 years ago that the original Exorcist hit the scene. And this one, they were able to bring back Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair, who played the kid possessed in this movie. They brought them back for cameo roles, but it was number one at the box office. I don't like scary movies. But over the weekend, I finally sat and watched Get Out, the Jordan Peele movie with Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. What a brilliant movie. God, I would love to just sit down and talk to Jordan Peele. What a brilliant movie. It's scary. There were some scenes I just don't like horror movies, but that was a brilliant movie. For those who are saying, you're just getting around and seeing this movie, because I don't like horror movies. I don't like them, and I'm hesitant, and I rely on you guys to tell me what's going on, but it was excellent. Get Out had to be one of the best movies I've ever seen. The plot twists and turns, and brilliant. Jordan Peele, what a masterpiece. We're going to start off with Jada Pinkett Smith, and before you start with the comments, we don't want to hear about Jada. You're going to hear about it all week long, because this book is coming out on October 17th. We got to do the lead up to the book. On Friday, she sits down with her copy. There's a big NBC special on Friday night. She's going to be all on the Today Show, and you're going to see the media blitz of this book, Worthy. Jada Pinkett Smith, 52 years old, married to Will Smith. They've been married 26 years. 2 beautiful children. Stepson. She's got that family. But in this book, she talks about how both of her parents were drug addicts. How she dealt with severe depression and PTSD. She said she didn't want to be a doting wife. That wasn't enough for her to be a doting wife to Will Smith. She turned to voodoo. She turned to voodoo and other spiritual mysticisms. Look at me sound like Maurice White. Mysticisms and world religions. She turned to that to try to find happiness. Why couldn't she find happiness? You know, you look at her life and it's like, you married Will Smith, he's a superstar, you guys are rich. But that does not necessarily bring you happiness. I hope she talks about what made her get into this entanglement. And I hope that she talks about, because they always say these two had an open marriage. Don't know. But what made her cheat on Will? She said, that they had patches where it just wasn't good. But these two ride it out, because I don't see them ever divorcing each other. But turning to voodoo. God is the only one who can help you through. I know. Auntie sounding preachy. God is the only one. I don't believe in all that hoodoo and all that. I don't believe in all that. If you got a problem, you take it to God. Because he's the only one who can give you answers and lead you. And trust me, if you ask to be led, he'll lead you. You just may not want to go where he wants you to go. But she goes into detail and worthy, I guess, because for years she did not feel worthy of anything. Could it have come from her childhood? Drug, addicted parents coming up in Baltimore. Starting with one of the cast members on a different world, but then coming up and finding success, meeting Will Smith. I'm sure there'll be a whole series on Tupac. But I just thought her and Tupac were just friends and not anything more. This book is going to be very interesting because I really hope that she talks about, what led you in to this entanglement with August Alsina. Men and women cheat for different reasons. And I think it's more hurtful for a woman because it's usually something emotional. They're seeking something. This book is going to be interesting. Friday night on NBC, and then on Hold a Copy. Now, for everybody, because y'all tore me up last week, I don't know if the book is going to do well. Judging by the reactions of you guys and people like, we don't care. We're going to see how this book does. I didn't see The Golden Bachelor, but I watched it over the weekend. A listener, I forgot to write her name down. She said, "Auntie, it was a little boring," and it was. It was a little boring. But the woman of Indian descent, she is no longer on the show because she had a family crisis, so she had to leave the show. So that's why she's not on. I like that little bitty Natasha. I liked her energy. She didn't get a rose, and the one woman, this is when I morphed into my mother. All that kissing, and she still didn't get a rose. I could hear that in my head, my mother's voice. See, the kissing, don't be doing that kissing because you may not even get a rose, and you're just all this kissing. And Mr. Gary's always crying. He is always crying because he says, "I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to break anybody's heart." Well, Mr. Gary, with the kissing, you are, because you kind of lead in the morning. They thinking that they're going to be the one. Mr. Gary's father, and Mr. Gary is 72. His dad's got to be near 90. Well, child, they got him talking to the press. And he said, "I hope these women are ready to move because he ain't moving from Indiana." I said, "Now where they find his dad?" His dad said, "These women, if they're chosen, they're going to have to move to be with Mr. Gary." Mary J. Blige giving $30,000, creating this scholarship for sophomore women at Hampton University. You know, a lot of times you get the money going in, but what about that middle time? What about if you're a sophomore or a junior and the money runs out and you don't have the money? It's a great thing that Mary J. Blige is doing. Janet Jackson is being sued. Her former business people are saying she stiffed them. They're suing her to the tune of $200,000, and they tracked her down in the UK. Reba McEntire, they're saying that she is not happy on The Voice. She's a country music legend, and she was kind of put in to replace Blake Shelton. You got Gwen Stefani, Niall Horan, you got John Legend. The Voice, great talent goes on that show, but no one ever becomes a superstar, and that's my problem. The Voice is more about the judges than the actual talent. Reba McEntire is seeing how cruel and vicious they are to get singers. You got to be fast when you hit that button. There was this one young lady on there doing Minnie Riperton. She turned all those cheers around because she hit those unique vocals that Minnie Riperton had. She feels there's a lot of backbiting and undercutting, and I'm thinking, can't be from John Legend. She's seeing how difficult it is, and she says she didn't sign up for this. Maybe she didn't watch the show. Maybe she just thought, "Oh, it's a good idea, I'll be on The Voice." But they're vicious. They are vicious, and they will do anything to get the best contestants. The Bob Marley movie, One Love, supposed to come out in January. Kingsley Ben-Adir, Lashana Lynch are playing Bob and Rita Marley. I love Bob Marley. I can't wait to see this movie. It looks so good. Not coming out in January. They've moved it to Valentine's Day, but that's one of the big movie releases for 2024. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. It's going to be arriving on digital platforms starting tomorrow. When you go through things in life, and depression is real. You know, no one ever likes to say that they've reached a period in their life where they could go through depression. And anything could lead, the loss of a job, a loved one, situation in life. You will go through. Every day is not going to be great. But when you go through what I call when you have to go down into the valley, You learn so much. Having an attitude of gratefulness is so important, because when you're grateful for what you have, you're not going to be looking over there and being envious and jealous and wishing that you had that. Everybody is unique in their own way. I just don't believe in all that voodoo and all that stuff. I don't. Because there's only one person, and that's God. Now, you may not want to be led where he's leading you to. Like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. But he answers your prayers and can give you the peace that you're seeking, or helping you to see that you really have it going on. But maybe you should bless others to fill that void. That part where they said the Jade and the Voodoo, I'm just not into all that. I'm just like, this book is going to be interesting. How truthful will she be? It's called Worthy. She has a story to tell, and she's going to tell her story. And this is Jada Pinkett Smith's story. Cannot wait to see what else is revealed in this book. But depression and PTSD, these things are real. And a lot of times people are afraid to say, this is me, this is my life. It is okay to say, I'm not okay. But it's also okay to trust in God. Because, in my humble opinion, he's the only one who could lead you through troubled times. Somebody gonna be like, damn, you was preaching today. It's curls, it's scoop, it's wisdom. It's like a soup. It's like gumbo. Some days it's gonna be spicy. Some days it's gonna be food for thought. But I appreciate you guys, and I thank you. Leave your comments. I can let you know right now that we'll probably be talking about this damn book all week. So leave a comment, give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel, and you'll never miss a beat. Tomorrow, I really want to get into the dating tips, because there's some interesting things going on. I'll unpack it tomorrow. Have a good one. It's not cute not knowing, and now you know. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.